When we're installing solar in your house, we always want to minimise the disruption to life that's going on. We know how it is. We have to get a cable from those panels that we've installed on your roof to the inverter. Now, typically we want to put the inverter near your fuse board, although when we do a site survey, that's one of the things we'll discuss with you, is where the best place to put the equipment is and what the best way to route the cable is. So there's another one of those things where there's no sort of prescriptive answer, there's a few options, and we'll discuss with you what we think the best options are. But I would say some sort of generalizations would be, a lot of new build houses, we find the most convenient way is to put white plastic conduit up the outside of the house, which then means there's no internal disruption at all. That's particularly useful where the consumer unit and the electrical parts are in the garage, and then an integral garage, and we can just put a white conduit up the outside. Some old houses where there's like lath and plaster walls and nice cornicing, it's almost impossible to find a route through the house. So they also suit having a black conduit up the outside in a place normally near a drain pipe where it's not going to draw your eye. And then there are some buildings where you really don't want to be able to see anything on the outside, so we'll find a route through the house, which might mean going down a soil pipe stack where your drain pipe goes, or sometimes we'll use maybe like an internal wardrobe and we'll put a surface mounted trunking down the back of your wardrobe so you're not really going to see it, and hide the cables that way. This is something we'll run through in detail at the site survey and make sure that you're happy with how everything's going to look before we start the job. And there's always a way somehow to get the cable up there. Sometimes there's a cost consideration here as well. The conduit up the outside is a bit of a known entity, so it tends to be cheaper for us to do. And sometimes working in old buildings where we're lifting floorboards and so on can be a bit unknown, so we have to price that a bit higher to cover the risk of it taking us quite a long time to do it. If there is any need to damage anything, we'll always let you know that beforehand, and sometimes if you're planning some other refurbishment work, it can be good to tie that in if we know that we're going to be lifting a floor covering or something like that.